I want to share a few statistics that to me help frame the
Yes.
issue. So we have about 1 billion people around the world who are chronically malnourished or don't have enough food to eat. We have about 1.5 billion people around the world right now who are suffering from obesity. And in fact, it's poor people at both ends there for the most part. I mean, statistically. Because a lot of time, I mean, a dollar will buy you 300 calories of cola or 17 calories of lettuce. And so, you know, as long as Snickers is cheaper and more readily available than spinach, people are going to be eating a lot more Snickers. And so we have to address issues of access. We have to address, of course, issues of education and cultural identity as people have become identified culturally with a culture of junk food. And then we also have to address issues of affordability. And then also economic systems, obviously, because affordability means both people having the money to buy stuff and also it being at a price that they can access it. Then we have to look also at the way that people are treated in the production of that food, which links back to people being paid enough to eat healthy food in the first place. As, you know, there was a big victory for the Coalition of Immokalee Workers recently, where a penny a pound was given more to the farm workers than before, and suddenly their income shot up to a whopping $20,000 a year for lifting, you know, 2.4 tons of tomatoes a day. And it's hard to really support a family on $20,000 a year in the United States. And then we have all the undocumented immigrants who are growing food and have no rights, no legal standing, no recourse in their process in many cases. So I think we have a lot of work before us to be able to change these systems and bring more justice into our food systems. A lot of work. But I'm also excited. I think agroecology is one of the tools that we can draw upon. You know, learning how to make small, beautiful. Community gardens are exploding. You know, more and more people are taking an interest in where their food comes from, and a lot of people are starting to realize that getting your hands dirty isn't something just to run away screaming from. It's actually fun and nourishing and builds culture and community. A lot of people are interested in gardening these days, I think. And so I find that exciting. Also, recognizing the Farm Bill, which you've been doing so much wonderful work around, and the horror that we have tens of billions of dollars in subsidy money that's directly supporting what ultimately is making it, you know, feedstuffs for cars and cows, and factory farms and high fructose corn syrup are getting subsidized. Not broccoli, not the healthy stuff that we know we should be eating more of if we want to be healthy and strong. And so it's actually, not only is it not supporting the right stuff, but it's actually making it a lot cheaper to support the bad stuff. Then we've got the global picture with Monsanto spreading around the world. They're not about to win any popularity contests in this room, I'm sure. But you know, I don't know how many folks even here are realizing what's been going on, for example, in India, where farmers have been signing contracts to buy these magic seeds that they're told will, you know, save them from poverty, and then they get locked into this system, and they wind up, the seeds don't fulfill on the promise that was promised, and they lose their farms. And we've had 250,000 or more farmer suicides in India in the last 15 years directly linked to this particular cycle. Farmers often drink pesticides, insecticides to take their own life. And if there's 250,000 people literally taking their lives, how many millions of people are living in abject poverty and misery directly linked to these practices? So there's a kind of ruthlessness we're witnessing in the Monsanto practice in India that I think we can also see in the practices of, frankly, even the happy face of Ronald McDonald. You know, we have a big agribusiness system that is really causing immense suffering to a lot of people. And it breaks my heart, but it also galvanizes me.